Hey swimmers, welcome back to the SWIMVICE channel. This pro series is dedicated to the 400 medley relay, where I will highlight each Olympian's turns for all 4 strokes. Starting off with Regan Smith leading with backstroke. First, I'm going to highlight Regan Smith backstroke as she heads into the wall so you can see her full turn at full speed. You can see she's here in the center lane that I have focused in the frame. Keeps it quick with a strong underwater until she breaks free for that first stroke. So slowing this down, I'm going to highlight some key points of her backstroke turn. As she's heading towards the wall and going past the flags, she knows exactly her stroke count before rotating and finishing off before the turn. You can see here that she keeps her body line nice and high and keeps her head position still without moving it side to side. As she heads into the wall, she keeps it very quick by rotating from her hips, as you see in this freeze frame right here, where there's a space at the end of the T where she's going to completely flip and plant her feet on the wall. Right now, she used her hips to rotate and her full body line is on the surface right before the initial flip. She then drives her head down with her arms at her hips. You can see here she's not using her arms to drive the turn itself. She is using the momentum from the top of her head, like a pendulum, to drive the entire turn. Now that she has completed the entire turn, her feet are planted with her body position parallel to the surface of the water. She then takes her arms and positions them behind her head, almost tucking them behind her head to position her body into a streamline quickly, and followed by strong underwater before breaking free with her right arm. As you see right here, her left arm is at an arm depth that's slightly under her shoulder line, but she breaks free for the first stroke with her right arm. So it's a nice sequence from that fast turn, and she's able to dominate and break free for that final 50 meters. If you're new to the channel or you've been watching my content, be sure to hit the red subscribe button below. That way you stay notified for new content weekly, and you also show your support for the channel. The second leg of the medley starts with Lilly King swimming breaststroke. So I'm going to show you in full speed her exact breaststroke turn as she heads towards the wall in regular speed, and then I will break it down frame by frame. You can see here she holds a high tempo as she heads towards the wall, keeps it extremely quick, and into her full underwater pullout for that first initial stroke. So you can see here as she's heading towards the wall at a very high tempo, that once she fully extends and sends her energy forward, finishing that final breath, you will see in just a moment that she briefly taps the wall with her palms on the T, with her body line fully extended. So right after the finish of her final breath, with her arms fully extended, her legs fully extended, and keeping it as quick as possible. She then uses her core to completely tuck her knees towards her chest. You can see here that her lower leg, her tibia, and her feet are fully extended, toes are pointed, to get her feet on the wall as fast as possible. So driving from her core, bringing her knees in towards her chest to position her feet perpendicular to the pool floor, and at the same time, just like you saw with Regan Smith, is to tuck her elbows behind her head and position her arms quickly into a streamlined position before launching off the wall. Uses her complete strength from her legs and extends her legs with that one butterfly kick, And here you can see that she slides her shoulders forward. That's to lengthen her back and improve her body line while she's in motion. And by sliding your shoulders forward, engaging and lengthening from your back, then she's able to put her arms in front of her head and prepare for that initial break free, as you see here. Now on to Kelsey Dahlia, which she is now swimming the third leg butterfly, heading towards the wall with that quick open turn, strong underwaters, as you've seen with Regan Smith for backstroke, before she breaks free for that initial stroke. So you can see here, slowed down, that once she heads towards the wall at full speed, fast tempo, just like breaststroke, as she finishes with her palms touching the tee briefly with her body line fully extended. So it's at the finish of the stroke, which is out front, the direction you want to swim in. She then drives her knees towards her chest using her core. See the similarity between this and for Lilly King in terms of her breaststroke open turn. Same point applies, driving from your core, bringing your knees towards your chest to where your feet are positioned perpendicular to the pool floor, and simultaneously positioning her arms in streamline, tucking behind her head immediately, and then pushing off strong with legs fully extended to start off and prepare for that strong underwater streamline before she breaks free for that first initial stroke with, in this case, her head was down for the first 2 strokes before a breath. And lastly, Simone pulling it in with her freestyle leg, and you can see full speed. Her complete flip turn was quick with a strong underwater, and I will slow it down so you can see that as well, that as she dominates and it goes towards the wall, you can see that her flip turn is quick, and you can see the similarities between her and Regan Smith driving from her head. Look where her arms are. They're at her hips. She's not using her arms to pull because she's already pulled her body position prior to the flip. Now that she's actually going through the full turn, her head's driven down using her body weight, and then what happens is, because she's using her head to complete the turn, then her feet are positioned on the wall where she is parallel to the surface of the water. And at the same time, she's also positioning her arms behind her head to prepare herself to be able to push off the wall with a strong, streamlined position. And you can see here, legs are fully extended, and now she's able to be rotated in the position she needs to be as she's going into that strong underwater to break free for that first stroke. Now, if you're watching this and you want to improve your turns, your open turns, your backstroke flip turn, or your freestyle flip turn, it takes a level of breaking down through a series of drills and rehearsals to help you execute what these Olympians do so effortlessly. And if you're interested in learning how to turn correctly, hit the pinned comments below and join my SWIMVICE program. You'll have access to my online course that's dedicated to learning how to execute a proper open turn, a backstroke flip turn, and a freestyle flip turn. All right, swimmers, enjoy your practice, and I will see you all next week.